Okay, I'm going to start. The first part will be me talking about self-trust. It's good to have a journal or a file open. I will ask you many questions about yourself, and it's good to inquire after and to work with that. And the other part will be personal questions that I love, that if you can share yourself, the people that are here, most of the people are not here and will listen to the recording, but if you are here, you have the opportunity to interact, to ask, and to work with me. Oh, what a sweet dog. My gosh. Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Priya Glickman. I work with people for the last 25 years or more. I love my work. I have two kids and we live in San Francisco. And self-trust is, I think, the most important subject we can talk about. And I will start by asking yourself, and I want each of per person here to ask yourself, did you have trust in yourself before when you are young? Do you remember years or time in your life that you did trust yourself? You know, I have a daughter, she's 9 years old, and they have a play every year at school, and she wants to be the main role always. She trusts herself to stand on the stage and to hold the audience. I don't know how. Did you have this feeling as a child that you can truly trust yourself? You know, trust yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, that you are ready to be out there at school with your friends. It's okay for you to be in the center. So this is the first question. You can write and about that later. Some people have already the answer. I did trust myself until the age of 4, 6, 8, 10, or I never trusted myself. I have no memories of myself fully feeling trust, that you can just be, that there are no belittling thoughts, that you're not criticizing myself or belittling yourself or minimizing yourself or squeezing yourself. And this is important. You know, the mindset and Zen is not a lot about the past. It's not therapy. We don't go and analyze the past, but it is important to remember. I mean, San Francisco, there is a lot of noise here. To remember, when did it start? Yeah. When the mind started to think a lot, to separate, to bring doubt, to compare yourself to other people, to think you are less, to think you are more. When did you start to check yourself, to observe yourself, and to basically lose trust in yourself? So this is the only thing I would like you to know and to try to remember. My parents divorced when I was 4 in a very ugly way. I remember they're fighting next to me and on me, and it was loud, it was scary, and I lost trust, not only in myself, but I started to be smaller, to take less space, to not to dance freely as before, not to even cry freely, to be more quiet. I remember people sitting, coming guests, friends, and I was more quiet, less sharing, less bringing myself out there. I lost it. I lost the freedom. When it happened to you, parents divorce, you move a country, something at school, suddenly you're scared, alone, you feel threatened. You have a critical parents that tells you you're not good enough by looking at you, by saying that, by you feel that it's hard for you at school. You have, a problem at school. You're not as good in reading and math, and you feel less. And what happened to you? And it's so important and beautiful to understand the journey of the soul. I want to believe that we are born free and we are born confident, trusting, without even saying those words or understanding, right? A baby is born and just being. I hope being fed, being loved, being warmth enough, not being cold, being safe, right? And then if everything okay, you trust. You trust your parents or your mother to feed you or somebody to take care of you. You trust life because everything is okay. and you trust yourself without even having the self, right? Just moving freely, screaming when you are in pain. Babies cries a lot because people don't understand them. They need to cry. They cry when they're too hot. They cry when they're too cold. They cry when the diaper is full, when they're hungry, when they have pain. They cry. They scream, right? And it's basically trusting the voice, the inner voice saying, I need help. I need somebody to help me. I need someone now. And what happened to your soul? What happened to your soul? Do you still have this voice that can say, I need help, or I feel cold, or I need a hug, right? Or I want to scream, or saying no. It's so important to say no. When you trust yourself, it's not a problem. There is an open channel between your needs, your being, and the outside. But I think all of you, most of us, something happened, and I don't know when, and you will think about it later, and the mind took over. An entity was born, and this entity was really needed to survive. Basically, the mind, you can call it as you want, the I, the mind, the ego, was born for me in the age of 4. In the age of 4. And then you start to protect yourself. And there is a scale. When we need to protect ourselves, we check what is safe and what is not safe. We want to be loved and held and appreciated. So maybe if I will scream too much or I will shout too much, I will not be loved. So shh, be quiet. Today I worked with somebody in the morning and he told me that as a child he was quiet. His mom didn't come when he was hungry even. He was quiet and everybody said, such a good boy, you're such a good baby. But basically I understood that he was quiet out of fear since he was 2, 3 years old, even before. So then you understand, no, 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 don't make a mess, you know? No, anyway, nobody will come. Shh, be quiet. Don't shout. We comply others, be obedient, say yes, smile. Yeah. It's a scale, right? Can I dance freely? Can I move my body freely? Yes, if I wasn't criticized. But if I was criticized about my movement, my body, there is the years that the body started to develop as a woman. We don't need a lot. A human being is so sensitive, he's so open and soft, and we don't need a lot. Can you cry freely? Crying is healing. Some people cry freely and it saves them. Like I work with people and they cried every time they were sad, and they are healthy inside. But if you are not crying freely and you're choked and you have pain here and you're holding yourself, then there is pain in your pain body. Every time you wanted to cry and you didn't cry, it's there, right? So we lose freedom. And sooner we'll connect it to self-trust. Of course, it's all connected. So I want you also to think and ask yourself, you can write a question in your journal or in a file you open, in a doc, like, do I have freedom? And if yes, doing what? And if not, where I control myself, because we are not the same. Now, some people can speak freely but cannot dance freely or cry freely. Some people, they don't know how to say no and to put the boundaries. They're saying yes. Other people. So when I can feel free and in what way? And it's different levels of freedom, but we lost freedom as well. How it's connected all to self-trust. People say, I don't trust myself. I love myself. I'm hard with myself. I'm criticizing myself. People say it all the time. But who is this self? And who is this I? I, self, right? So the I is the entity, the protector, the mind, the ego that was born when you needed that. And the self is the free spirit, the soul, the heart, right? It's supposed to be free and maybe was free for a few seconds or years or moments or months in your life. And you lost trust in this beauty, in your essence. You lost trust in yourself. And it's such a hard feeling. You know, in Buddhism and Zen, they say this is the essence of everything. We lose trust in ourselves, and then we cannot really be ourselves. We cannot be happy. We cannot be fulfilled or connected. This is the most important thing, is the self-trust, and we can fix that. I didn't trust myself. I was very, very shy. I didn't dance in weddings. I couldn't even hold, like, I remember when I had a presentation, you know, in college, I was holding a page, you know, my notebook, and I was like, it was, I didn't know what to do. So then I found a place to put it. Maybe people will not notice. I'm holding my hands. Today I can give lecture for 300 people, hold ceremonies, retreats, just not problem at all. I'm just sitting here and talking to you about something I love, and it's very dear to me because my journey is from there. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my voice. I didn't trust my body, didn't dance freely. I didn't cry freely. I had a smile. When my grandfather died, smile, even though he was one of the most important people in my life. I couldn't cry. So I think I was even in a worse condition than many people here that listen to the masterclass or are present today. So if I could do it, you can do it. It's just about which tool you use. And this is always my message. If I could really heal that and find the confidence just to open my mouth and to speak and to meet people and to dance on anywhere. You know, there was a point I went to the party dancing on the stage. Yesterday I was in a concert. I wanted to be on the stage. I was jealous a little bit. It's so fun. Now, in the before, like, no way, just disappear. I wanted to disappear. You know that sometimes you want the earth to open up and just take you. You don't want to be there, especially if somebody is saying, come to dance, come to, and putting your hand. So I was there really, and this is why when I teach is really real, because it's not a theory. I can say I was there. I know exactly how it feels not to trust yourself. I know exactly how it feels that you feel lonely inside, that you feel separated, that you want to say things and you're not saying that you want to, even at work, that you want to take more space and you can't. And you also know the answer. And you also have smart things to say, but you can't. You can't. And it feels disconnected. It feels sad. So the work is possible. And I'm going to talk a little bit today about how to do it because, you know, the mindset and my path is also very practical. I believe that we can do it, but understanding is not enough. Let's say you understand and you already understand you want to trust yourself more. This is why you signed up and you are here today listening. But also listening, understanding, reading books, listening to people like me talking about it. It's great. It's not enough. It's far from enough. We need to practice, and there are beautiful methods and tools and practices and meditation that you can do in order to really connect back to yourself. Basically, it's going back to the time that you are free. Did you have time like that? For people that had the years of freedom, and even if you don't remember the years of freedom, but you have glimpses of memories of moments that you felt at ease, that you felt connected to nature or to people or to friends, and you are happy. Do you miss that? Are you longing to that feeling? Of course, you don't want to be 4 years again, but or 6 years again, but do you miss this feeling of, yes, I'm here, I can do it, everything is all right. If you didn't have this feeling at all, it's harder, but it's possible. Like it's harder to believe it's possible because the part of you is saying, this is life. This is life. My parents were like that. My grandparents were like that. Everybody is suffering, and this is life. But then maybe you have a part that want to believe it can be different. I had a part like that, and I said, it can't be. It can be that this is life. And I didn't mean life outside. Outside, I was very lucky. It was inside. I can't believe that this is the way I'm going to feel, for the rest of my life. Feeling not good enough, feeling small, feeling I can't do it. And I didn't want to live like that. And now we are going into the second stage after you understood a little bit about yourself, the journey of your soul is what is your willpower? Why to do the work? Why? You're curious? You see other people at work that are confident, or you have a friend that is really like confident you also want, this is great. You are lonely. What is your door? You want to fall in love and you don't have a relationship. You want a better job at work. You feel stuck. What is your willpower? And you are sick and it wasn't your plan. You want to get better and you know it's not only physical. So, like, I don't care, but I want you to have a door, a willpower that is saying, this is why I'm here today. This is why I'm doing inner work. And this is the second thing that is important. The first is to know what happened a little bit. And then the first is why to do it. And the willpower needs to be a good reason. A good reason also for the mind. The protector will not just leave and say, okay, go for it. Take the freedom. It will not be that easy. Yeah. And every time you'll feel a little bit of, despair from the work or tired or the days you don't want to practice. So you are saying, why I'm doing all that? It's okay. Relatively, I'm okay. You'll have this moment that you remind yourself why you are doing this work, because the work is not always pleasant. It's not always easy. So the second thing I want you to write after, well, it's homework, I'm giving you practices and homework, is what is your willpower in the inner work? Why you're going to a therapist, why you're reading this book, why you are here. Okay? And this why is important. And there was always why, because there were always next step. You don't need to be miserable in order, to want to grow. Right? Every year I want to grow when I'm manifesting. We don't need to be miserable. But if you are in depression and you are sad and you are lonely, of course. Yeah. And then the third question, a lot of questions today, is how much time you're willing to invest in your life. Because time is tricky. Right? Time is tricky. The mind will tell you there is no time. We don't have enough time. You have so much on your plate. And of course, now with the holidays, you do have a lot on your plate. But in a regular month, yeah, a regular week, how much time? Really, time. 10%, 20%, 5%, 1%. How much time you're going to invest in this goal? And I'm talking to your mind. It's a goal that you want. You want to fall in love this year. You want a kid this year. You want to get a better, position at work. You want to go apply to a different job. You want to go out of depression. You want to heal from cancer. What is your why? Okay, and how much time you want to invest? People that are sick, for example, suddenly they are forced to give 40%. This is minimum 40%. They go to doctors. They have medication, they have treatment, they need to rest. This is also, so they are forced. We don't want to get there. We want to create, to create. So this is for the new year. How much time a week, how many hours a week you are going to invest in this work? Okay, so I want you to ask yourself, you don't need to decide now how much time, and I will share with you what you can do in order to trust yourself again. So we understand the idea of the protector was born, the mind was born, the heart was suppressed, and you lost your freedom. The first emotion that comes is anger. Think about that. When somebody takes your freedom, if somebody will hold you physically, will come to you and hold you physically, it's violent, right? You'll feel anger. Move, go, anger. Also, the same emotionally, right? By the way, if somebody also will tell you, shh, be quiet, you will also be angry. And I want you to be angry because, it's not a good feeling. So when your mind took your freedom, when you had to be quiet in order to survive or small, so then the first feeling is anger. Do you remember a time you're angry? Many times it just didn't happen because it wasn't allowed to show anger at your home, and the anger that is great, that is red, that is alive, that was justified, was boiling fast into sadness. So if anger is red, the sadness already maroon color, like more like dim. And then sometimes you burst. And the mind, the protector, is putting the lid, back, and then it's boiling into depression. Where are you? Do you have anger? Do you want to break through? Do you feel that you deserve more freedom? Are you sad because of lack of freedom, lack of connection, and already sadness in your body, or you're already depressed? It doesn't matter to me. We can heal all. We can heal whole. It's the same work. And if you do the right work, the depression will move into sadness. You will cry, cry, cry. You'll move into anger. You will learn to put boundaries, and then you will be free again. If you are sadness, you will release sadness. Then anger will come, and then you will be free again. And the anger is not anger through the mind. And I want to expand a little bit. Some people here don't have anger. You don't have freedom. Sorry, but you're angry. How come? It doesn't mean if you're angry, so you're on your way out, because anger can come from the mind as well. There is justified anger from your heart. If somebody takes your freedom, if somebody belittles you, if you belittle yourself, be angry. Don't let anybody belittle you. Don't let anybody hurt you. Don't let anybody take your freedom. But you do it to yourself, right? If you do it to yourself, if you criticize yourself, if you tell yourself you cannot do it, you are not good enough, you are not worthy, you cannot don't go to this man, he will not want you. Fear, 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 and scarcity and belittling, the anger is justified because you're your worst enemy, basically, people say, because if you'll have somebody external say to yourself the things you're saying to you, say to you the things you're saying to yourself, oh my gosh, you'll be so angry, right? So if it's anger because of that, it's justified. But many times we are just angry from the mind, out of criticism. This person needs to be like that, this person should behave like that, you know this is not good enough, and you create anger through your mind. I don't know if I'm clear enough. Basically, we can get angry in a second if you think about something wrong that is happening. If I think about my husband, even in the last week, I can be angry. I can find things. It's easy, right? Why I left the bag here? Why he brought mud, by the way, with his shoes? He did. What I can create a list of 5 things and create anger by putting logs in the fire, right? But this is not really, we don't want to be angry about small things, and it's not justified. Why? Why not to choose good? So the anger that I'm talking about is something that really cross a boundary. So many people are angry from the mind. We don't want that. So let's say the mind was strong, the heart suppressed, you lose your freedom, and you live like that for 40 years. You don't trust yourself, you don't behave nice to yourself, you're not kind to yourself, compassionate to yourself. And now you are here. What can we do? So first of all, by understanding that and even creating a little bit of separation and understanding that we have different parts in ourselves. There is the I, the thought, the voice in your head that you hear that is going after you many times, that sometimes wake up in the morning before you and tell you, what you need to do. You have this voice that is following you. And this is the I. And then there is the self, that feeling, the feeling and the thoughts, the feeling that feels disconnected and sad and angry sometimes, or depressed or alone. So you understand that, wow, I have those parts inside me, but there is no guidance, there is no leader. Because a good leader will not do it, right? Let's say you're a parent, or you will be a parent, or if you are young, maybe you will have a kid, imagine your future kid, or maybe you have a nephew or a niece. You will not say those things to her, right? Let's say she's going to school and she has something important. You will not say, you're not good enough, or you're not dancing nice, or, you know, You will encourage. You will say, wow, you can do it. I trust you. Go for it. You know, the job is yours. The role is yours. You'll give her positive affirmation and compliments. And so this is the leader that is, leading with kindness, with love, with compassion, and also with a little bit of, to be firm is also important, and to put boundaries. But the leader is missing. Basically, the house is open, there is a mess. So many voices inside, and feelings inside, and many guests inside. And who is the owner of this house? Who can come and say, okay, let's clean all those guests that came since the age of 4, 6, 12. And I don't want that anymore. And I understand also that it came out of fear, that basically the voice that is telling you, the part that is telling you that you can't do it, is afraid that you'll be successful. Is afraid that you'll be in love. Is afraid that you'll have, you'll hold a lot. You'll be a CEO, you'll hold a company, you'll hold a family. It's only fear. He's really, really, truly afraid that you'll be a parent or anything that's the reason you're here. And it's all fear. Fighting it will not help. Fighting it will not help, because if you fight it, it will fight back. Fighting back is easy. For this part that was controlling you for many years, he will win because he practiced for many years to control. So to do it through fighting with your mind, no. Some people do positive affirmation. You have mantras, you have those stickers you put everywhere, right? On the mirror, on your wallet, in your car. I'm good enough. I can do it. It's great. I'm not saying it's great. I mean, it's better than nothing. You are trying, and many times you do it for a while, and then you forget, or the note is already really dirty, so you throw it, right? So this is good, but this is a little bit the surface. You are trying to really try to change the way you talk, to change the way you talk to yourself. And I do encourage to do it, but there is something even deeper to do, to understand that this part that's not trusting you is not really not trusting you. It's not trusting people. It's not trusting that you can handle, again, it hurts, that you can, maybe you'll fall apart. The heart was hard, the childhood was hard, life was hard, maybe it will be too much and you will break. And this power that try to protect you and fake as if he is not trusting you and trying to keep you small, basically trying to protect you and love you so much. It's like a parent that protects so much the kids that suffocate the kids, right? People say, so why we criticize ourselves? Think about the parents that criticize the child. You understand why? Why this parents is saying you didn't do your homework, you can do better, brush your teeth, be on time. Basic it's criticism, right? Why didn't you do that? Why the parent is criticizing the kids? He loves the kids, right? It's love. When you have a baby, you love the baby without words. So we assume that the parents love the kids. Why he's criticizing? Because he is afraid, right? He is afraid he will not be a good person, he will not be successful. So we do it through criticism. So basically, it's a form of love, but it's hurtful and it's hurting. And the opposite will happen. The person will be small, not trusting himself. So how you can guide with love. And this is the secret of the center. Okay, how do you do that? There are a few things you can do. First of all, meditation. My favorite thing in the world, my biggest teacher. The hardest thing I did, sitting meditation for half an hour without moving. It's torture in the beginning. First of all, physically, I wasn't so flexible to sit 30 minutes in the same posture. It's painful. This is why learning the right posture, it's important. You can find it in YouTube, the right Zazen posture. I also have a video in my YouTube channel. You can, this is important to find a place that you are not in too much pain. It's only stretching, but physically not easy. Second, mentally, you sit with the part you cannot stand. You try to do so many things in order not to listen to your mind, right? People don't want to be alone with the mind, so they read a lot, they listen to music, they talk, they do, they even go to the bathroom with a book. You don't want to be with yourself for a second. You're in a traffic, you put something, some podcast, something to listen to. Why? Because you don't want to be with this voice telling you you're not good enough, you cannot do it, blaming you, confusing you, scaring you. You do everything you can. So to sit with yourself with this part for half an hour, it's so challenging. It's not fun. And the third is body sensation. Sometimes you feel suddenly things you didn't feel before. And some, uncomfortable feeling in your chest or belly or shoulders, and you feel suddenly your pain body, right? The pain body that, oh, I'm emotional, you know? And there's so many guests that are coming into your meditation that you don't want. Physical guests, mental guests, emotional guests, sometimes food guests. You sit meditation, I want a pancake, I want an ice cream, I want to drink something, I want something salty, I want to talk to a friend, I want to watch a movie, I want to do everything by sitting, but sitting. I just don't want to do it. And the mind is saying, what a waste of time. Go to answer the email, work, do something practical, clean the house, do laundry. Why you are sitting here doing nothing? All the voices, all the guests are saying, no, stand up, it's a waste of time, and you are sitting. Even by doing that, and you can start with 15 minutes, 15 is the minimum, 1-5. Even by doing that, you are showing different leadership. Even if it was a meditation that 14.5 minutes and more, you are noisy inside, it was noisy, it was messy, but you still sitting until you hear the bell, you know, or this is a new leadership. By the way, totally different in guided meditation. Okay. If you use any app for guided meditation, it's not instead of sitting. Why? And I'm using it with my kids, by the way. They're beautiful guided meditation for kids before sleep and things like that. And I love it. And it's great. I'm happy it's there. But it's totally different benefits. When you are having listening to guided meditation, there is somebody guiding you. It's like a story. Somebody is reading you a story, and sometimes you also go over, you scan your body and your breath. It's very pleasant. It's taking a break from life and from your mind and from your problems. So it's good. You accumulate moments of rest. But when you are sitting and there is no guide, you will become the guide, because it will be so noisy that suddenly in one of the meditation there will be a voice that will say to the mind, not now, and come back to life, to the sounds, to your breath. There will be a voice that will come and guide you and say, enough, I'm here sitting. You listen. What do you feel? And we want this voice to come to life. And it can come, in my experience, only in meditation. That you sit quietly outside, not quietly inside, with your mind, with your thoughts, with your feelings, and everything. So this is 15 minutes a day. I really want to encourage you to do that. You can, I have all kinds of meditations in YouTube, labeling meditation. Labeling, it's more meditation with technique. You can watch the video, but it's more you sit and you still do something. You label your thoughts. It's okay, but if you can start with that, after just sitting with what is. So this is one thing that I think that will be a great practice that helped me. The second thing that helped me, that I felt meditation is not enough, is working with the pain body. So the pain body is working with the heart. Let's say you do have the leader, and you learned a lot and you read a lot and you set meditation and you are leading yourself quite good. When the mind is saying, or a voice is saying you cannot do it, you're not good enough, there is a voice that's saying you can do it, everything is okay, go for it, you got it. And when you feel sad, you let yourself cry. And when you feel that it's a no, you don't say yes and comply. And let's say you're in a pretty good place. But many years before you weren't. Many years before, maybe you couldn't. You're afraid. Where is all this pain? Where is all this anger? Where is all this fear? It's stored in your body. I don't know if you can connect to somatic pain, if sometimes your body is okay, physically okay, but you feel something is sitting, on your shoulders, on your chest, that you feel like pain, in your belly or and you don't, or you have migraine, you have all kind of symptoms, and you know that it's no, the doctors cannot help you. This is the somatic pain, and I love this pain. There are method that you cannot be alone. It's not do alone in the beginning. It's more somatic sessions that you do in order to clean your pain body. And you for example, I use the techniques of holotropic breath work, and I do it in every 2 weeks in person in San Francisco only, but I will do it also over Zoom. I do it over Zoom also. And it's a beautiful technique, for example, but there are many others that you breathe a lot of air and you go into catharsis. And it means that basically your mind a little bit is resting, falling asleep, and you suddenly feel things. Now, it's strange because people come and regularly from work to the session, and from kids, and they after 7 or 10 minutes of specific breath work that you do, a memory comes. This week I was doing it with someone, and she saw herself dancing when she was 6. She forgot. And she said, "Why? I love dancing. I didn't dance for years." Or suddenly you cry a lot and you don't know why. Why? It doesn't matter why. You cry. Other people shake. What is this? It's fear that you release. It doesn't even matter. Other people have memories they didn't remember. Sometimes also traumas, sometimes mourning, but you don't know what will come. You didn't expect that, you didn't plan that, and every time it's different, and it's not endless. It's a lake of pain that we can drain. Yeah. And this you can do more with the guy in the beginning, with practitioners, with guides. I'm training people to do it every year. And we have a beautiful place in San Francisco, the Mind Heart Center. And you can come to do it here with people I train. It's beautiful. Somatic work, sometimes anger work. When I traveled the world, I arrived to India, and I had no idea. I had no idea. I did more, and in that point, I read spiritual books. I did Vipassana more, transcendental meditation, more techniques that are for the mind. I didn't no idea that I need to, have anger and pain stored in my body. I said, okay, maybe, but no proof to that. And I came into a room in the basement, a big room in a center, and the wall were padded. And I said, why the wall are padded? It looks like it's really scary. And it was a session about anger. And I said, no, I don't have anger. I was a very nice girl, really nice girl, smiling, nice. Me anger? No, I don't think I have anger. Listen, after half an hour, you could, if they were, I hope they didn't take a video because, but if you see me there, I was hitting the padded wall. Rage came from where? I didn't know I have so much anger, and I understood it's anger for the suppression, for the year that was separated, that I was belittling myself, and people had belittling me, teachers, parents, it came and it came and it came, and I just loved it, and I cleaned it and cleaned it until I was free. I remember there was a point I was, after a few sessions that I was hitting and said, oh, I don't feel anger coming. Like I had to invent things to be angry. Like maybe somebody upset me this week, or so. And basically you can do it by yourself. You don't need to go to India to do that. You can take a pillow. Yeah, and we are doing it also here. Like you take a pillow, we write sentences that we imagine that you're angry about, you know. We help you with that. And then after that, you have a practice, and you take a pillow in 2 minutes, 3 minutes a day, and you hit the pillow or the punching bag or something with the sentences, and you release the anger. Why not? Why to release it on your kids or partner or yourself, or to hurt yourself with addiction, or to numb it with screens? Why? We want to release it. And it's beautiful. When you release the anger, you get your power back. You connect to your passion, to your energy. So how it's connected to self-trust? Because we lost our trust out of fear. The fearful mind is afraid you to grow and to be successful and to manifest and to do everything that you want to do if you will trust yourself, and is working hard to crush that. When we sit meditation, we calm this voice down. And we also need to create space in our body. Understanding and meditation will not be enough. It's important to go to therapy sometimes to analyze, to understand our parents, our imprint, where we came from. But if you will not also clean your pain body and make space, you'll feel still stagnant and heavy, and everything will be harder. So cleaning your pain body, taming your mind, sitting meditation, and suddenly you will feel, wow, everything is possible. Everything is possible. I can manifest. I'm connected. I'm okay. I did nothing wrong. I'm okay. I can do it. Such a good feeling. It's not the ego, like I'm great, I'm the best. So this is the other side of the same lack of self-confidence. It's very like more calm, people looking people in the eyes, crying when you're sad, smiling when you're happy, being real, being yourself. It's so nice just to be yourself without so much effort. So the tools I want to give you today, first of all, the questions I gave you in the beginning, and you can listen to the recording after. Try to journal about it, maybe a page about each question, or sit with a friend, and brainstorm together. This is one. Second is the meditation, 15 minutes a day. You can start with the labeling meditation that I have in YouTube, or just sitting and seeing how hard it is to sit with yourself. And after a while, it just amazing to sit with yourself, and finding a way to do somatic work in your area, anger work, everything that sounds somatic. It's so important not only to understand, but to clean the pain body. Sometimes you have other channels you can clean. You can sweat the anger out. You can do sport. You can dance, dance it out. Some people have creativity, and you see they're painting their sorrow, the anger, the beauty, they're sculpturing. But we need to find, the heart needs access, like connection to express everything that is inside.